All right, am I live? I assume I am. I'm gonna assume the audio and video is fine on the people's end that are watching and listening, because for me it always sounds like shit for some reason. But let's see if I can hear myself. All right, is my hand lagging? I assume I am. I'm gonna assume the audio. Okay, cool. I can hear myself. Wonderful. That's good enough. Well, I'm doing the stream, right? Because A, I wanted to stream. B, fucking Tyrion slash Broken Draw has been streaming more. First of all, he copied my Road to Kim Jong-un title. Let it be known. I did it first. I'm laughing, but it's true. I'm suing him if he doesn't rescind his titles immediately. But apart from that, he's inspired me because I haven't done, for those of you who watch me, are my fans, have kept along roughly, you'll know that on my streams for primarily a good bulk, I was doing imagination drawings, like actual scenes, and I haven't done that in a very long time. So it's been a month. It's been over a month. It's been like 2 months, month and a half, some shit like that. So yeah, I'm gonna start it up again. And yeah, this is obviously gonna be very difficult because I want to create scale, I want to create a scene, right? And I'm trying to take inspiration or trying to take notice of the way he does it when he's practicing, right? Like how he goes about creating his scenes, right? So obviously I don't have his skill, his ability to create life, gesture, imagination, but he says there's one thing which is kind of 50-50 for me, which is you kind of just got to let it flow. You don't really have a plan. And I roughly don't have a plan, but I roughly do have a plan. Like I have an idea, right? Obviously, I've been practicing a lot of helmets, so I just want to keep doing that. But like obviously, I don't know, I'm gonna create some sort of soldier, machinery, whatever I can think of, but I want to create a sense of scale, right? Nobody's really here right now, and right now anybody who is here is just gonna be seeing me watching my fucking move my hands around like a spaz. Ooh, hoo, hoo, look at me, I'm drawing from my mind, right? So please draw along, please do draw along. But I'm thinking right now, I'm just thinking what I should do because I want to have things occur from imagination. What a fucking statement. I guess I should just start and see where it goes, to be honest. Right, let me at least establish a horizon line. Where should I establish the horizon line? Let's make it up here, because like we want most of the scenery to be composed over here. So let's have the horizon line up here, right? And with that in mind, let's start drawing, right? Let's see. And this is difficult. Trust me, this is actually very difficult because I haven't done a drawing from imagination in terms of like scenery in a very, very long time, right? So I might be shit out of luck, but I'm still very excited because hey, Tyrion did inspire me. He genuinely inspired me to get off my ass and start doing more of these types of streams, these imagination drawing live streams, right? So here I am giving it a shot. Again, horizon line's up there. Then we should have something like this. And obviously I gotta think, which is the difficult part about drawing, is the thinking part, right? Anybody can kind of half-assedly do whatever the fuck they want, but to think, that's the difficult part. So right now I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with this helmet. This is obviously like a soldier. Maybe I want him to do something. Maybe he's just kind of stationary for the time being, right? I want to try drawing female armor as well. And I mean actual female armor, not the fucking retarded shit you see in video games. And I'm just so tired of it, man. I'm just so tired of like, let's give this woman armor, and then it's just her tits hanging out, and there's no protection. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, at least try. At least try to be, I don't know, functional, right? Try to give some semblance of a design that isn't just look at her boobies. It's because there are actually really good designs out there that are both functional and yeah, sexy, aesthetic, whatever, right? But it's also fucking low effort, especially in anime. It's also fucking low effort. So, anyways, random, you know, as usual, my bitching aside, right? Just trying to think. And I definitely want to establish a sense of scale. Tyrion's really good at establishing scale, so that's what I want to do as well, right? But let's give this armor some more thought. And let's see, something like this, and then, well, we're still trying to figure out like the whole sphere in a box type situation. So with that, we should probably, again, like that is the perspective I've established. But the beautiful part about people is the fact that they can be in perspective, yet their heads can be tilted, they can be looking elsewhere, right? It's actually kind of a really cheeky way to go about it. You know what I mean? So we can actually kind of, you can cheat, funny enough. You can literally cheat. Not in the sense that what you draw is going to be completely incorrect, but it's like what you draw doesn't have to be abiding so strictly via any sort of it's like consistent actual this is the real world, this is logic, type shit. Right? Hashtag type shit. But see, like maybe this is the head attachment, right? And then we can get a strap. And I know I draw small as fuck. So that's just I'm just in my small as fuck era. That makes sense. Yeah, I know I draw small. I'm okay with that because I don't get the chance to draw helmets this small otherwise. Not that this really makes much sense, I'm pretty sure. So we're gonna have to like make this helmet even more intense to kind of offset this, right? Let's just say it's on the other side, the same thing, right? Um, there you go, some sort of aesthetic there. We'll still round this out because it is a helmet, right? Let's try to think about what we've seen here. Let's, again, big, medium, small, right? Let's add some really big shapes here that can possibly add some visual interest, something like that, right? I wonder if the quality is okay, but who knows? Right? Okay, and then we can just, do I want to taper this? Do I want to expand it? What do I want to do? Well, I do randomly, I have the idea now. I do want to keep that open. So that means in this side, this perspective, I want to keep it open like that. Even if that's incorrect, right? Maybe I want to taper this, but expand it outward. Like so. There you go. I haven't done something like that before. This is a multiple rounding of sorts anyways. There you go. And then let's obviously finish that off. It doesn't look too bad. It's actually starting to look relatively aesthetic, right? And again, like this is obviously me just frauding the fact that I can't actually draw people yet. Like I can't draw faces yet. I can't draw portraits yet. I can't draw bodies yet. So what do? You cover it in things that you can draw. In my example, I'm covering it in things such as mechanical outlines because roughly I can draw those, right? Just roughly. But I mean that's the beauty of drawing from imagination is you still have the ability to quote unquote fraud your ability, right? It doesn't have to make sense, but it's still very fun to do. So okay, so like okay, how do I want this thing to connect? Right? This is kind of like a very intense looking motherfucker, as they say, right? And there's like his body. Do I want his head? Do I want the back of his head to have anything unique, have anything interesting, right? Not sure. Not sure yet. Right, again, like I don't really know where the scene's going. I actually haven't thought about much, but I'm trying to think in terms of just okay, what does Because this seems really intense, right? This just seems really, really intense what I got going on here. So maybe something like that. And I'm thinking this will be connected to his weapon, right? This will be connected to his weapon. This is some sort of cable connection, right? That will be fucking eh. Let's get that, goddamn it, let's get that shit connected. There you go. Some sort of cable connection. I'm not gonna draw the other side just yet, of course. But and if we when in doubt, always just add form indications, right? To indicate that is, of course, three-dimensional, it has form, right? What is a form indication in this context? I'm just drawing, this is essentially, this has the contour, this has the surface of this is an ellipse, right? It's a circle in perspective, it's an ellipse. So I'm just doing half that ellipse, which we see from the perspective that we reside in, which is what I'm looking at. With that lesson being eloquently uh, burped into existence, right? I'm trying to think. I want to add something more to this fucker's like head area. Green, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna turn around and desert you. How about I turn you over and bend over? Wait, that didn't make any sense. How about I turn you around and bend you over? Jesus Christ, bro. I can't even come up with funny little one-liners anymore. Yes, green second, you're absolutely correct. First of all, I'm actually surprised you're here because I didn't even know you were still watching me. If you're not commenting on every video, how do I know you're a fan? Right? But there you go. Maybe something like uh okay, that I completely fucked up the perspective for, but if I do it on the other side, it looks like it's intentional, right? I'm trying to think, what do I want this back of the helmet to be? Ooh, maybe something like this. I didn't even expect it to go in this direction, but here we are. Oh, now that looks like a heavy duty, some sort of Warhammer type shit, right? So let's see. Oof. There you go. And then we can, oh yeah, there. Oh. I know I sound like I'm nutting, and it's because I am. Dude, that looks pretty intense now. That looks pretty fucking cool, right? Just adding that little bit of girth. Girth. There you go. Adding a little bit of girth to the design. Even though now that's off perspective. Let's see. It comes out like this. Okay, I definitely did fuck that up, but if that's going out that way, that's there you go. We don't really see it on the other side, I guess, right? This is starting to look pretty cool. Holy shit, that's actually starting to look really interesting. And why don't we just din it in it, din it in it, din in it, din in it. There you go. Oh shit, I fucked it up. Jesus Christ, I really do struggle with these ellipses on a smaller, or these cylinders on a smaller scale. There you go. Let's make that slightly bigger, right? Uh, I don't know what else to do with this in the back. We'll just leave it as it is. Maybe just add some accents, right? Let's see. This is probably best to make this in shadow, right? Something like that. And then probably best to make this in shadow as well. So look at me actually making decisions about where to lead the eye. Holy shit, who would have thought I had that capability? Not I, not I. For I have nut in my eye. Anyways. Anyways. Give me a skill other than drawing, bro. I'm fucked up. What the fuck do you mean give me a skill other than drawing? Have you seen the description to my channel? Watch me become great art progress channel? Come on. Come on, man. What the fuck? What do you mean you're fucked up? Like you believe you're unable to draw? Because we all know that's not true. You may be having a moment, perhaps, where it has been more difficult to draw due to probably a poorer mindset or a non-optimal mindset, but you can always draw, my friend. You can always draw. I believe in you. Okay, so we got this. Let's give this guy a chest plate, but we should all probably give him like shoulder pads or something too. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Um, Maybe this is just like some giant thing, right? If we're going by like rule of cool, who it doesn't really have to be anything, does it? Something like that. Even though that doesn't make any sense, and I know I fucked that up for sure, right? If we're going by rule of cool, I don't think this has to make much sense. I don't know, something like that, right? Let's see. What the fuck do I want this to be? A wise man once uttered to himself in the deafening silence known as his life. Right? What do I want this to be? I'm trying to think of like something really unique. That's not what I asked for, but thank you. Give me a skill other than drawing. Well, I'm really good at talking. Are you asking for a skill other than drawing? Learn an instrument, I guess. Learn coding, learn business, learn sales, learn woodworking. Um, Literally think of anything that interests you, that mildly interests you, because we all know that you won't really give a shit about that interest until you get good at it. That's just a fact for most people, right? So think about something that even seems relatively interesting to you. Maybe this has cracks, and that's why these lines are ass, right? That's how we work around it. But how have you been, Green second, right? How have you been? I don't know how to help you, bro. I'll be honest. I don't know how to help you, but I mean, yeah. I'm sorry. Like I don't know what it is that you're looking for, my guy, my brother, man. Oh, there you go. See, I fixed that. Now we just gotta make sure it kind of looks like this was intentional all along. There you go. See? So now we can make that jut out and then it comes in, right? And then we got something like this coming in on the other side. There you go. There you go. And we should probably, I'm thinking, make this like dark. So at least it highlights this face area, right? And this is all conjecture. Like I'm being completely like this is just me trying to be as hashtag real as possible. Is like I don't know if these are actually gonna work, right? If what I'm saying means anything, if this actually works. But we're just kind of bullshitting, right? This helmet probably doesn't even make much sense. Okay, but we need to give this guy shoulder pads. And I also want to give him a weapon. For that, he needs arms. For that, I need to be able to draw arms. So let's just hmm. Is this like maybe connected to him? Well, no, this is part of his face thing, right? This is definitely part of his face thing. So I'm just trying to think right now. Okay, I'm taking a moment, right? I'm taking a moment to think like what a shoulder pad would look like on this fucker, right? Because we've got the back of his head, and let's see, something like, see, okay, now we've like connected those two things together, which is nice, right? Maybe it's not in the most perfect of perspective. It's been great. Good to hear, or good to read, I guess, right? Happy for you, right? But let's see, we've got this. What else? What else are we gonna do? Damn, I've gotten a lot better at drawing hard surface shit. I did not realize that all that fucking work I was putting in just towards understanding hard surface helmets would bring me to this point, but holy fuck, here it is. Here it is, boys. Let's just close this off. Let's just close this off. And it's probably gonna be incorrect, but yeah, let's just close this off because I'm I don't want to have this be something that I'm just constantly wondering what the fuck it's gonna be. So for that sake, I'm just gonna close it off. Right? It's not really an inspired shape. I'm well aware. Right? The design is pretty uninspired at that point. Um, I could add little elliptical cutouts, right? Little subtractions like so. But I'm don't worry, I'm well aware. Like I'm well aware when my shit just looks like ass versus when I'm like, oh, okay, that actually doesn't look too bad. This is an instance of ass. This is pure butt cheeks. But it's mine, butt cheeks. Oh, so deep, so deep. But let's see. Okay, what else do I want to do with this fucker, right? I want to give him shoulder pads. I want to give him like giant Warhammer type shoulder pads. So why don't we just follow through on that like so. Not that I know what giant Warhammer shoulder pads look like, but I think like I've seen a little bit of Karl Kapinski's shit, so maybe something like this, right? I mean, like I'm not saying I've seen only a little bit. I've seen a decent amount of his stuff, but in terms of trying to recall how he particularly did anything Warhammer related, it was usually something like this, I believe. And this could very well. Ah, shit. See, I fucked up. This is going this way. I completely fucked it up. But we just have to own it now and just make it. Because it's opposite. These two are kind of opposite now, but we just have to own up to it. So that was a big mistake, right? Huge mistake, but now we're just going to multiple round this. And then it's going to look a lot more three-dimensional, right? A lot more three-dimensional. Oh, look, another mistake. I forgot to about this where I added like an opening here, right? So just mistakes after mistakes, by the way, right? This is just how it goes. And I'm gonna keep it open for the time being. Um, because obviously I want the arms to have like some sort of like I want him to be holding a weapon of sorts, right? So like obviously my drawings right now really won't have much gesture, completely honest, right? It's already so much to think about everything that I'm thinking about right now. Like I just don't see myself uh being able to think about gesture as much as I would like. That doesn't mean that I'm not gonna try, but just in terms of as much as I would like, right? So that's like the giant shoulder pads. Let's add yeah, let's add something like this. Because it's not as if it has to be particularly exactly like Warhammer, but let's add maybe some sort of a hinge-like shape, right? And the elbows. There you go. Right? It's some good shit. That's some good shit. Hinge-like shape in the elbows that is connecting to a sphere, which is connecting beyond. But let's see, maybe this hinge-like shape, right, is, we can have more than one hinge-like shape. And this can also be a sphere, which this is, I guess, wrapping around. That doesn't really make much sense, but we're just gonna go with it. Yeah, it definitely doesn't make much sense. Right? Cool. Let's see. Okay, see, this is where like my thinking has gotten pretty subpar, so I need to take a step back and really try to figure out what I want to do here because this is where things can either make or break. So maybe I'll add some connections like so, right, to this, and then this is like the elbow joint, right? Something like that. Maybe it won't make much sense, but we'll figure it out. I do want him to be holding a weapon of sorts. So let's try to get this weapon involved, perhaps with some armor plating, right? You know, these are like little chamfers or whatever the fuck, right? And let's see. Okay, so like obviously it's extremely difficult to try to figure out how somebody's even holding a weapon, right? But we're gonna see what we can do. And this is obviously where silhouette comes into play and all that stuff, but I think if I just try to keep things relatively three-dimensional, I shouldn't have too hard of a time. Three-dimensional and silhouette based, right? Yeah, I shouldn't have too hard of a time with making sense of things. Um, there you go. Let's try something like that. And what else do we want to do? What else do we want to do? Totally, totally. Okay, okay, so I think I need to have like a little break here, of course. And we need to, oh, there you go. That's pretty good. We need to do something like this. Again, indicating three-dimensionality, right? There you go. And if I multiple around it, perhaps I'll give it a bit more of a legitimate feel, right? I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but maybe that's starting to look more legit, is basically what I'm trying to say. Is like maybe this is starting to look like some actual something. But I don't want to make the mistake that Antonio says all concept artists make, where we're trying to show the entire weapon, right? Like that is clearly what's happening right now. His arm's like off to the side, which is what I wasn't trying to do that, but now that I've sort of committed to this, um, yeah, now that I've sort of committed to this design, I gotta see where I can take it, right? Let's see. Yeah, something like that maybe. Maybe something like that. And I'm just trying to think like, okay, this arm thingy maybe has an attachment, right? Where that attachment leads, who knows? But I do want a little bit of three-dimensionality to this. And you know what? What's gonna help with this three-dimensionality is if I already start thinking about foreshortening right now, rather than trying to build into it, right? If we just think vaguely that the weapon is gonna be here, then like this guy's clearly gonna be fucking gigantic, I guess. I did not expect to draw a giant mecha human Titanfall-esque character, but here we are, right? So let me also just add some quote unquote shading to add three-dimensionality to this. What is this called? A paladin? No, not a paladin, sorry. It's starts with a P, the shoulder plating. There's a specific type of term associated with it. I forgot what it's called. I know Antonio could be Antonio from Artwad, the creator of Artwad, right? He draws a lot of knight type characters, and he calls this something. but I don't know what he calls it. Should probably black this out as well because we're not going to expect to see the inside of this thing either, right? And again, who knows if this actually looks good, right? But we'll just have to figure it out as we go. It's not bad. It's okay. I do like the white space I'm giving there. You know, it's I feel as if it's allowing whatever the fuck I'm drawing to breathe, right? But let's see, maybe a diagonal, come up, maybe another diagonal, come up like this, and then another harsh diagonal, like so. Now this can be meeting like this, right? That's like, I guess, the arm attachment. And maybe to make things more interesting, there's also some sort of cable that's coming out and attaching to here, right? I'm obviously extremely uncreative because I just keep using the same fucking motifs. Fancy word, motif over and over and over. Right? When in doubt, add a cable because I don't know what the fuck I'm drawing, clearly. But you know what they say? Yabba dabba doo and the gabba dabba doo. Right? It took me whole 50 minutes of fucking brain energy to come up with that one. So I would appreciate your appreciation. I don't think I made these three-dimensional. And look, like my gesture is so bad, right? So some things are kind of blending into each other, and that's something I need to figure out. Like this all looks like a hot fucking mess, right? So maybe it's best to add some shading to these and maybe like yeah, shade this out as well. So maybe it's the foreground looks more foregroundy, for lack of a better word. Here, let me make this bigger, I guess. Maybe that'll make a difference. Who knows? Who knows? Right? But you know, little details like this, I think maybe add, I don't know, life to the drawing. But you know, I genuinely I don't know. So see, actually, maybe it would have been better to do something like this. See, maybe that adds a little bit more gesture. I think it does. It adds more mechanicalness, but then it's like, what is this connecting to? So now I got to think about like now to make it all make sense, we have to bring this all the way back clearly, right? And start thinking about like, okay, is there something to the silhouette that is clearly being ignored, right? So we could do something like, oh, okay, it turns out all these cables are actually coming out of this little thing right here. And trust me, like, I know it doesn't look that good. I'm well aware it looks like fucking weird as shit, but sometimes the weird shit is just kind of what you have to go with, I guess. Right? And something like that. And then I guess we just block in the shadows. Obviously, give it a bit more structure, right? Block in the shadows. And just so it doesn't fuck with, I guess, the rest of the silhouette, I'll just make it look like it's part of his little backpack thing. So it's like this. And I can even give it a little nice hard surface touch, like that. I was like, oh wow, looks kind of mechanical now, doesn't it? Maybe a little cutout here, right? Something like that. Do, 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 do. So as you can see, it's kind of just a bunch of maybe this, maybe that. Oh fuck, I made a mistake. Oh fuck, I made a mistake. Okay, maybe this, maybe that. Oh fuck, I made a mistake. Like that's literally the evidently that seems to be the process. At least that seems to be my process. But that's why I encourage drawing with pen because the mistakes are just kind of things that occur and then you're able to just work around it because you have the confidence to know that you can make some bullshit up. But the confidence to make some bullshit up comes from your ability to draw forms, right? To draw complex forms and your ability to diddle yourself in the butthole. Okay, that kind of looks relatively mechanical, starting to look relatively interesting, right? Definitely using shadows more makes a difference clearly, right? So if that's the case, this should be a dark shadow because there you go. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. That actually looks pretty cool. Look at that. I'm Kim Jong-il, everybody. Right? I might as well just have some evenness, right? It doesn't really need to make any sense. But if that's the way it is, things won't ever be the same. And we'll just, there you go. Just like cut off on that side. There you go. See, that's like cool. All right. But obviously it has to be on the other side as well. So actually we need to make sure that this makes sense. Um, let's see. And then maybe I'll just end it like this. Right? Who says that it needs to look the exact same on the other end? Yo, Green second. You just said yo, what's good? This is yeah, what's up? What's up? Um, let's see. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I want to do with this backpack. Obviously, let's just keep the shapes relatively simple, right? Let's just be like, okay, cut out, ellipse, cut out, ellipse, cut out, ellipse, cut out, right? And it's like, all right, cool. This guy's packing some heat, I guess. You know, not down below yet because I haven't drawn that. So clearly just up above. But cool, right? Make it in perspective. Add the little, the depth, the depth, right? And of course, because we want to, oh, see, I forgot to add that little thing. So, but the beauty of pen is, look, let me just make this more sharp edged. Ooh, look at that, it worked. And then I can just continue onwards. Dude, my drawing from imagination's gone a lot better considering I haven't fucking drawn from imagination. The power of still learning and practicing fundamentals. Who would have fucking thought? Who would have thought that still practicing your fundamentals would make such a difference? Einstein could never. Anyways, um, let's see, maybe just add like a little circular thing here, right? Bye, bro. I'm back to bed because it's cold out here. No worries. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your night. Have some fun, right? Uh, I mean, go to sleep. Enjoy your dreams, I guess. What the fuck am I saying? Okay, so obviously I want to foreshorten, right? That's what I want to do. I want to foreshorten. So we want the hand or whatever the fuck that's gripping the gun to be here, and then we want extreme foreshortening, like extreme foreshortening, because I want to avoid the beginner mistake that Antonio mentions, right? And at this point, it's quite obvious. Like, do not just do the side profile. If this is the weapon, don't just have the person holding it like this or this or this. You want it to be like this or just anything, and it doesn't even have to be in full view either, right? So what's like an interesting, I guess, I gotta think about silhouette, right? What does, like, okay, this is the part where I'm thinking, like, I'm genuinely thinking. I've still obviously been thinking while I've been drawing this, but in terms of just purely, like, trying to figure out what makes sense, ignore that. That was just some random bullshit. In fact, I should just do this because it made no sense. See, like, this is what happens when you noodle, right? When you're just dicking around. But anyways, I should think, like, how would I expect somebody like this to hold their weapon? Right? In this position, how would I expect somebody like this to just hold their weapon? Right? Is there a particular manner in which they are holding their weapon, right? Um, is there a particular position? Is there a pose that they're doing? You know what I mean? Like it's difficult to figure out. So I'm trying to think, right? I'm just trying to think about that because let's see, like this is the arm, rest like this is the shoulder, the arm's gonna be holding it like this. So honestly, I think they would just be holding to the side. It would just be pointing that way, no? So if anything, it should be fine to just continue drawing the arm because like I don't see why not. Let's see, and then something like this. And then obviously this is where my all that training I did in fucking design comes into handy because I know now that I can just break it up, right? What a fucking concept. You can just break things up and you can also just add random little roundings, right? Like this and then follow through, right? You know, that shit, that's the little details. Hey, Parkit, damn man, I think I need to visit my doctor sometime. I'm getting sick like every month to the point where people around me call me out. Can't even sleep right now because my head hurts. Jesus Christ. Yeah, dude, go to the doctor. Please go to the doctor. What the fuck? Holy shit, Parkit, please take care. I hope you get better. I mean, stay hydrated is really all I can say. Make sure you're eating enough. Try to sleep, but you said you can't sleep, so I would really recommend going to the doctor. Our health is literally all we have, everyone. Okay, so let's start thinking about function as well. Sorry, I know I completely shifted. What a fucking whiplash from being like, hey, take care, I care about you, to being like, anyways, back to the drawing. Sorry, I can't do anything but draw, right? If this provides you some semblance of comfort or relief, that would be great. Um, yeah, I mean, I hope you take care, bro. I hope you take care. But let's see, what can I do here? Like we should start thinking about functionality. So maybe we can have like some bolts, right? Could start by having some bolts which will project outwards. Already fucked up the perspective a little bit, but I think these are the little things that possibly make a design look relatively interesting, right? But there's obviously there's that thing where you want to make sure you're not over designing, right? So maybe adding like a shadow there. Not that I know when where shadows should be put, by the way, right? But maybe just doing something like this makes it look cooler. I think it looks kind of three-dimensional now, which is nice, right? Same with perhaps adding a shadow here, right? That should hopefully make it look more interesting. I know, I mean, the word interesting is real. I feel like I'm living a healthy lifestyle, so I don't know, man. Keep drawing. Yeah, from what I know, you take care of yourself, but there just might be something that's going around. There just might be something that's going around. So yeah, just get it checked. It never hurts to get this shit looked at. But yeah, I mean this is starting to look pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. This is actually, dude, holy shit, my hard surface designs have leveled the fuck up. I can never draw like this before. That's actually amazing. I'm actually, what a fucking sentence. But I'm pretty proud of myself, I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually pretty proud of myself right now. Watch this last like another 2 seconds until I make some other mistake that's gonna make me depressed for no reason. But real, as the youngins say, right? But hi, hello, Egg Man official. How's it going? How's it going? New to the channel, old to the channel, just stumbled across. What are your thoughts on the drawing? Any other things that I can say that will make you be like, wow, I'm gonna stay and subscribe, right? Maybe little bit of a shadow indication there, right? Not that I know, but I do like adding these heavy blacks, right? But right, like little texture lines. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? That does look pretty interesting. I literally found out your channel 2 hours ago. I'm good. It's good. Oh, thank you, thank you. You? I assume you were recommended by YouTube to my channel. That seems to be how people are finding it. Or was it the 2 year beginner drawing video? Like this is a video for beginner artists. That seems to also be how people are finding my channel nowadays, right? But yeah, nice to see you here. Please do draw along, because we all know there's nothing fucking entertaining about this, right? And if there is, great. I'm not stopping you from being entertained. But draw along either way. It's good for you. It's good to draw along, right? Okay, I think I added some texture to that and made it look relatively a bit more interesting. Kim Jong-gi type Shi. Well, that's the goal, brother. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Only took 3 years, right? I say only, but it was 3 years of extreme effort, and it's gonna be another 35 years of extreme effort minimum. Actually, no. What am I saying? 60 years. I'm only 28. Right? I'm gonna live till 100. We all know that. And then let's add some paneling. If you're curious about how I can draw hard surface stuff like this, go on my channel and click on the fundamentals playlist, and you'll see once I started, like in the thumbnails, you'll see once I started doing like hard surface rounding. Actually, don't even go on the playlist. Just scroll down. You'll see a point where I went from doing fundamentals to cute bots, and that's basically when my hard surface designs really leveled up. And then when I started doing the portrait roadmap, practicing helmets, and then it leveled up even more, right? I was working out and I was recommended your vid you posted yesterday. Your hour-long vid. Yee, I love him too. Yeah, but everybody loves Kim Jong-gi. I mean, he's extreme inspiration. But Broken Draw as well, right? He's also fucking awesome. But okay, let's see. But that's what that if and that's all, I'm only saying that information if you're actually curious about like how the fuck is this guy drawing this shit? Because truthfully, there's nothing super impressive about what I'm drawing, but I'm just gonna start assuming that people will be curious as to how I got to this point. And I want, again, art progress channel, right? I'm trying to be as transparent about the progress as possible. You know, trying to be as realistic about the progress as possible too. You have any server? No, no, I don't. I'm too fucking broke, bro. Look at my sub count and look at my view count. Come on. You think I'm fucking made of anything? You think I'm worth anything at the moment, right? Fucking unemployed too, which is always fun. But uh, let's see. Add little outlines. This I'm liking how this is turning out. Not gonna lie, right? Even if it doesn't make too much sense, I genuinely am liking what it's turning into, roughly. Purple Haze 4135. From those 3 years, how much of it was using the optimal learning methods? As much as I could. It was literally all of it was the optimal learning method. If you click on, I have a video on my channel called "This is a video for beginner artists," and then in brackets it says "You are not alone." That is literally what I did for the first 2 years. It's just a breakdown of what I did for the first 2 years, and it's me telling beginners, I assume like yourself or just beginners in general, that hey, this is the work it took, and this is like the work you're avoiding, which is the line work, the boxes, the cylinders, right? And you gave up after 50 tries. Well, here's 500 tries. Here's 5,000 tries, and here's how I got to the point. From like that video basically details all the work I did prior to my work being recorded, like my practice being recorded, right? My first or my second video technically, because my first video was my intro video, but my second video and onwards, like 90% of my practice that I do has been recorded now. 300 videos plus, 300 hours plus, right? So, how did you grow in YouTube? By posting consistently and just getting better, right? And I've barely grown, trust me. Like I'm probably gonna I mark my words, I'm probably gonna hit easily 1 million subs at one point, right? There's no channel like this. Do you know any channel like this? The answer is no, right? And not like in the sense that drawing like me, but I mean posting their art progress to this extent, right? The answer is no. I'm the only one, and I plan to be the only one because I'll be the best of them all. But let's see. Okay, so I guess this is the elbow, and this is the bicep. No, this is okay. This is a shoulder. This is the shoulder. This is the shoulder girdle. Then this is the bicep, and then now we have the arm. Okay, interesting. Uh, damn. What are you drawing? I don't know. Just something. Hey, Joanne Park, also asking what you're drawing. Okay, so basically, because I'm practicing a lot of mech shit and hard surface shit, I really just started with I want to draw something that has a helmet. And then it turned into this. It's gonna be a scene. I don't know what the scene is gonna be like yet. I'll be completely honest. All right. I want to establish scale, but actually, oh, I just got an idea of how to establish scale. I tried making a similar channel. Then keep going. Don't try. As long as you continue trying, that's all that matters. Ooh, I just got an idea. I literally just got an idea, and I think it's gonna change everything. Okay? You guys just gave me an idea, but or like I just gave myself an idea because people started asking me. But okay, let's do something like this. Yeah, let's do something like this. Yeah. Okay, so this is gonna be like very difficult, obviously, but and I don't know how to draw this really, but let's do something like this, right? How often do you draw? I draw for 1 to 2 hours a day, roughly. I'm unemployed now for the past year, so for the past year I've been drawing roughly, let's say 6 to 10 hours a week, right? Give or take. But yeah, 6 to 10 hours a week on average. And for the first 2 years, I drew for 5 to 7 hours a week on average. Yeah. So that's how often I draw. And again, look at my channel. You no longer need to wonder what does he draw. My channel from my finishing my second year, so technically entering my third year and onwards, right? I started drawing November 1st, 2022. December something, 18th, 2024 is when I started my channel. Yeah, what is when I started my channel. So December 4th, so the from finishing 2 years and onwards, so entering my third year and onwards, everything has been documented. Like 90% of my practice has been documented. So when I say I practice, and now with that, this is a video for beginner artist video, everything's been documented. You now know exactly what I've drawn all those years. Okay? So like there's your answer. What did I draw for the first 2 years? Type in Viggy. This is a video for beginner artists. What did you draw after the first 2 years? Click on my channel, videos, oldest. There's your answer. That's literally what I drew. Right? So hopefully that helps. I took your advice to switch to permanent medium and practice really feels more fruitful. It 100% does, right? That's just insane. It's not insane, trust me, okay? Because you can do it too. If it was insane, I would have to be clinically insane and my mind would not be right. But because I'm a relatively normal guy, below average or average, right? If I can do it, you can do it. I really, really, really want to promote that. If I can do it, and the answer is I am doing something, which seems to be it, right? You can do it too. Simple as that, right? But let's see, I need to fucking figure out the perspective for this shit now. Let's see. Yeah, you guys just gave me an idea for what this should be. So I'm just trying to figure it out. Wait, let me grab my stuff. Yeah, please, everybody start drawing. Everybody start drawing. And regarding purple haze, Cafix, hi, I'm New Year. Could you please explain the skull proportions? Jesus Christ, bro. How did everybody just start pulling up now? What is it? Fucking 11:30? Right? No one asked, but I draw for at least 8 to 12 hours a day. That's amazing. That's amazing. Kind of proud. You should be proud. You should be proud. But please get your sleep and please get your food and please get some exercise, right? I would preface it with all of that because that's only sustainable when you're young, but when you get older, you're gonna realize like, oh shit, I should take care of my health, right? I'm jacked. Be like me. Put on 45 pounds of muscle over the course of 10 years, right? But let's see. And okay, so the skull proportions, you're talking to the wrong guy. I'm literally on the first exercise of the second lesson of the first section of ArtWAD's beginner roadmap. The skull is covered, I'm pretty sure in the second or third section. So I don't know how to draw the skull. You're talking to the wrong person. But it's all form. It's all form. It's all I can't really give examples because I'm just doing this imagination drawing right now, but it's all just inside of a box. Actually, if you guys don't mind, let me get another paper. And maybe I can answer this beautiful individual's question, right? I will get back to drawing, don't worry. But let me at least try to help someone out. But I'm telling you right now, if you're asking to draw a skull, there's no one way to just draw a skull. You have to understand 3 dimensions. Okay? So here we go. First, you have a box, right? If this already makes you shit yourself, you already know what you need to work on, which is being able to draw simple forms in perspective, right? But first you have a box. Inside that box, you have a perfect sphere, like so. Not so perfect, actually kind of ass, but either way. As you will notice, this box follows specific contours, right? It has a dimension here, it has a dimension here, okay? And this plane has an ellipse inside of it. This is how you draw cylinders. An ellipse is a circle in perspective, right? The vanishing point that this box goes towards is the exact same as the minor axis of the ellipse. What does this have to do with this? Well, half of this ellipse is the center line, is the curved center line of the sphere. And same thing, half of this ellipse, right, is the curved center line of this sphere. To understand this and to implement it, even though I'm half-assing it right now, but to give you but to be able to even do it at this level of proficiency at the speed I'm doing it at, took me 25 hours of intentional practice, right? And that's only in the past 3 weeks. Let's see, what are people saying? For challenge 52 isn't really cool and a decent challenge is cool, but I wouldn't recommend it to beginners because it doesn't teach you, it only challenges you. No, I agree. I agree. Beginners should be doing like the first part of the challenge, but for an entire 8 months. Also, not doing tons of drugs, they age you faster. Very true. Catholics, I can help you out. Okay, yeah, please let that person help you. But the whole point I'm trying to make is like this is the basis for being able to understand portraits. You need to be able to understand 3 layers of perspective. Once you can do that, to draw a skull comes down to okay, we have like a mandible, we have like the teeth here, we have sockets here, right? You know, the skull is the sphere, it comes down here. You know, maybe you have a fucking bone joint, right, like that, right? And that's the skull. Do you see how I don't know how to draw a skull? But because just from half-assing based on this, I can kind of understand that in this perspective, a skull would look like this. Ask me what? Ask me 8 months from now, and I'll be able to give you a much better answer. Thank you for coming to my tech talk. This is fucking garbage explanation. But I hope it at least gave you the importance of understanding form. I don't know how to draw at all, and yet I was able to do that. Like, I don't know how to draw a skull at all, specifically. Right? But okay, cool. Anyways, everybody draw along. Yeah, okay. Let me just go back to my actual drawing. But yeah, I got a really nice idea now, thanks to the people that have been asking questions. So I just gotta make sure this makes sense, right? Okay, so let's see. Let me do something like this. And let's see, maybe something like this, as well as something like this, right? I'm trying to create scale. This was kind of helpful. Thanks, man. No, trust me, like I'm sure it wasn't that helpful. The point I was trying to make is your understanding of being able to draw a skull, which is very complicated, by the way. Like if you're just trying to draw a skull because you think it's going to help you draw portraits, stop. Because understanding the simple forms I showed you is going to help you draw portraits, right? Manipulating those forms is going to help you draw portraits. But if you can't draw those simple forms like I just showed you, and you can't do it in 70 different angles from your mind, or at the very least with like intentional thought, then the skull is just an extremely is an additional complicated layer on top of that. A skull is very, very specifically and accurately manipulated forms. It is very complex. Okay, that's the point I'm trying to make. By the way, like it's not really just me saying, "Oh, fucking give this a shot." No, I'm trying to make the point that focus on your simple forms, right? Just focus on your simple forms. But otherwise, with my nasally voice setting the bass, right? I hope you guys, I think maybe you guys know what I'm trying to do now, right? Maybe you guys know what I'm trying to do now, right? Let's see. Wheels are extremely difficult because they may seem simple, but the thing is, like, when I say wheels, I don't just mean this shit that I'm doing right now. I mean, like, the complicated, layered of the rubber and the gripping of wheels. That's what I mean, right? Like, that's what I'm talking about. So, yeah, wheels are extremely difficult. And yeah, I plan to get good at them at one point. But let's see. Let's also. I still want to make this, even with these tiny lines, as complex as possible. And that's just me, though. I like adding, for better or for worse, I like adding complexity at every scale. Right? The hard part is getting from a cube to a head without skipping steps. Well, that's why you spend, in my case, dozens and dozens and hundreds of hours in repetitions, slowly visualizing and understanding and perfecting, right? Like I don't believe in shortcuts, um, because again, the basics. Like think about any life lesson with any skill, right? Well, like what are those fucking life lessons always about? Make sure to do your basics. Make sure you understand your basics. Make sure you don't skip your basics, right? This is the basics like of the fucking drawings that we're doing, right? Like these simple forms. And by the way, they're not boring, they're difficult. Because if they're boring, they'd be easy, and if they're easy, you'd be able to do it 100 times, right? Just in case somebody is gonna say that they're boring. Goofy burp. No, I'm not learning skulls for portraits. They're just interesting to me. That's cool. You now have a goal. Get so good at fucking form that that skulls you can draw any type of skull you want. You can manipulate it, right? There you go. You have one at least one goal that you can think about. But let's see. Yeah, okay, so maybe you guys know what I'm trying to do, right? Which is actually very difficult to visualize because I have no idea what this thing looks like. But this is kind of where we get to bullshit, right? This is kind of where we get to bullshit. Um, let's see. Okay, so I know what I'm gonna do here, which is, let's see, something like this. Yeah. This is the beautiful part about actually trying to pay attention to the fucking world is like things start to make a bit more sense. Because there's no way I've seen something like this in real life, but just because I can kind of imagine roughly what this might be, already I'm in a better place, right? And even then, I don't know exactly what it's going to be. Play with your forms like a good boy. Exactly. You gotta diddle your forms. You gotta diddle your forms like you diddle yourself as a wee lad, right? Um, let's see. Then let's again, it's all about spacing as well. This is actually really, really difficult. Even see, this is the thing, like people don't understand. Even something like what I'm doing right now, which is just drawing a diagonal line in perspective, is so fucking hard. Because think about it, I have to think about this perspective and this perspective at the same time, right? This took me hundreds of hours of practice. This took me fucking hundreds of hours of practice. Again, that's why I say I'm below average, and that's why I just assume I have to work harder than everybody else, right? Because I'm not good. I'm not quote unquote meant to be good at art, right? So it's just a matter of trying. And again, like I don't know if this pattern is gonna work out. But we'll have to see, right? We'll have to see. And this is why I'm trying to be very careful and trying to visualize as much as I can as well, right? Because I'm not really I didn't really intend on doing anything texture related today. But now that I'm here, we have to give it a shot. We have to give it a shot. TBH, you're not below average. Maybe in terms of just the output you're seeing right now, maybe the output you're seeing right now makes you think I'm not below average. But I promise you, right? If you knew how much effort it took me to be even get to like half of where I am right now, let alone just where I am, you would probably be like, God damn, why the fuck is he trying so hard, right? So like I can guarantee that in the grand scheme of things, I'm nobody special. Okay, see, I fucked up that perspective there, and it makes a lot more of a difference when we are um, playing with smaller sizes, right? Oh, see, I fucked that up too. So let's just do this quickly before I fuck it up again as well, right? Maybe you guys can see what I'm doing here. Maybe. Right. Same, bro. Yeah, I mean, the thing is like with art in general, very few people understand how much work it actually takes, right? I really implore you guys to also for retention purposes. That's why I'm fucking directing everybody to that. But no, I do implore everybody to check out my video called "This is a video for beginner artists who are not alone." Because A, hopefully it makes you realize that you really aren't alone when it comes to the amount of work that you've had to do in your life to even get a semblance of notoriety, or sorry, semblance of notable skill, right? And B, it's to showcase the amount of work it took for me to even get where I was, genuinely, right? So yeah, no, check it out because those were my first 2 years. If you ever wonder what my unrecorded years were, those were my unrecorded years right there. What is in that video? That's literally all the drawings I did. So everything in that video is all the fundamentals practice I did, which was 90% of my practice, and then everything in my intro video, right? Welcome to my art progress channel brackets. Watch me become great. My oldest video, if you just sort by oldest, right? That is just all the reference drawings I did throughout my life, and then it also picks up from when I started practicing drawing, right? So they're both pretty useful. I think they both have their uses. Nah, like what the fuck? Nah, LWK. What the fuck does that mean? Even I worked my ass off. Right, I know, I keep telling people. Well, that's the thing. People won't understand because how many people have actually tried to that extent, right? Like you have to think about that too. How many people have genuinely tried to that extent? The answer is very few, you know? And I'm specifically talking about like in general, like how many people do you know that are extremely skilled at something, right? And the thing is, like, a lot of sometimes people don't even understand, even when they are really skilled at something, and that just comes down to the fact that they're not able to. You kind of have to explain it to them in a way, that, kind of like a fucking retard, right? Where you're just like, oh, you know, like how you tried really hard to get good at that thing, and they're like, and you're like, oh yeah, I did the same for this times 10, and they're like, oh, Naruhodo, Naruhodo, right? So, also my lines are going to fucking shit, and also this is off, fucking, this is like completely misbalanced proportionally. This is gonna be like some bullshit I'm just making up at this point. Okay. There you go. Doesn't really make much sense. Right, low key. Indeed. Indeed. Right. You, we all, Right, but this doesn't make much sense, but you know what? That's why we're just gonna keep going with it. There you go. The whole point is I'm just trying to create something that looks relatively complex. Kind of like machinery, like, what's it called? Something that looks, yeah, like a fucking machine, like a vehicle, right? And it's nothing impressive. In fact, I fucked up multiple times here as well. Yeah, made a couple mistakes here, but we're just gonna have to keep going, right? Didn't mean to do what I did, but it's okay. That's what happens, right? When people call him talented, I feel like they're downplaying how hard was. Yeah, call them talented. I feel like they're downplaying how hard it was for them to get there. Most pros don't have natural talents, just a ton of passion and dedication. 100%. Absolutely 100%. Right? Again, think about it. My channel has logged 300 plus hours of drawing, and not just dicking around drawing where I'm doodling. Genuine, like difficult thinking, problem solving, line confidence, constant spatial reasoning, constant trying to improve the very difficult skill of spatial reasoning, constantly trying to make design, composition, story, line, values. I don't understand 90% of those things, right? So really just constantly trying, right? That's just my channel. That's just my recorded progress. That's not even the first 2 years, which has now been recorded. But again, those first 2 years were also another like fucking 600 hours, right? So yeah, nobody will know. Nobody will know, which is why I made the channel, so it's people will know, right? Never again will do I ever want to see any bullshit about talent ever again. Like I just don't. I don't want to see any of that bullshit. And that's part of the reason why I made it. It's like, nope, I'm sorry. Just because you are not going to put in the work does not mean the work that's being put in does not exist, right? Like does not mean that that type of work is not being put in. I don't know if that made sense, but yeah. This is actually pretty cool. I think it actually ends up looking kind of interesting, right? Yeah, while taking lectures, I realized people or artists spend most of their time on technology like Pinterest for copying and not actually understand the basics and structures. Yep, that's exactly it. I mean, Kim Jong-un even said like the main reason he even okay, hold up, let me actually do this. Yeah, like Kim Jong-un even said the main reason he even like started teaching is he noticed there was a huge lack of fundamentals understanding in general. He's like especially in the West. And it makes complete sense. Like I live in Canada, right? Sheridan is nearby. It's supposed to be this incredible school, right, for animation, all that shit. And I've talked to Tyrion, I talked to Broken Draw, and he told me that like most people's fundamentals there are fucking subpar, right? Like people don't really focus on that at all, you know? And it makes complete sense. Think about like why do you think I'm so keen on doing traditional only as well? Right? Because a permanent medium like pen builds confidence. Drawing, draftsmanship is all about confidently knowing what the marks that you're making. Is it not? Like I don't think I'm I don't think it's controversial to say that making marks have to be intentional. You have to know what marks you're making. Wow, what a goddamn thought process. Right? But that's kind of like been lost. If you think about the old masters, like if you think about Loomis, okay, like let's see, Loomis, Leyendecker, Norman Rockwell, right? and dozens of others I'm forgetting because this is like 100 years prior. Oh, okay, what else? Arthur Guptill, right? And then there's like a lot of pen and ink masters, a lot of draftsman masters, right? The guy who inspired Disney, I forgot his name, so I do apologize, but the man who inspired, literally who inspired Disney, right? So let's see. Yeah, I would even say the only talent you have is getting in touch with art earlier. Exactly, and I feel that's more chance than talent. Exactly, dude. I got into touch with art at 25. I'm 28, by the way. I started drawing at 28. Look at my talent. Look at my fucking childhood talent, right? It's fucking stupid. Pisses me off. But again, I'm only so passionate because I've seen too many annoying instances of people constantly saying the word talent. Too many fucking annoying instances, and it's hard not to get frustrated by that. I hope you guys do understand. Like it's genuinely hard not to get frustrated by that, right? Because it's like how am I just supposed to just hold up? I'm trying to think. Shut the fuck up. I'm talking to myself, but yeah, shut the fuck up. Hmm. I want to do something like this. I don't know if that really works, right? But this is why we have cutouts. And again, like I'm still trying to think as much as I can because we do have a fucking horizon line right there, right? We do have a horizon line. I'm doing my best not to forget that. I really appreciate that we're having this conversation about talent, and I really appreciate that most of you are on the right lines when it comes to that opinion, which is that talent is a fucking useless word that only demotivates people from even trying. Like it's literally a useless word. I literally didn't draw for my entire fucking life because I thought I wasn't talented. Dude, like, come on. That's so damaging. That's so damaging. But what am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? Probably gonna fuck up the shadows here, but something like that. I don't know. Just leave it. Right? Walt Disney, I started drawing at 11. No problem, no problem. I agree with that. Let's see. Guy started drawing at 4. Yeah, the thing is, Kim Jong-il was a prodigy, but I found out something really interesting about art prodigies. Art prodigies actually are not like any different than normal people. They simply have an extreme obsession. I was listening to this podcast. I was talking about like the very interesting. They're like, oh, very interesting difference between art prodigies and prodigies and other endeavors. And that's if you listen to any of his interviews, like, oh shit, that was him. He was just extremely obsessed, but he wasn't like any different. And I've listened to all of his interviews, and he's constantly saying, he's like, guys, I'm literally just average. I'm not a savant. I'm just average. My progress was linear. I just literally just racked my brain and kept trying for fucking decades. Okay? And like he racked his brain trying to understand the world too. Don't forget that part. He didn't just rack his brain. He's like, okay, like I'm just trying. No, he genuinely tried to understand the world too, right? And that's a huge part of it. Like he was making an active effort to observe from a young age. That stuff adds up. That stuff genuinely adds up, right? But let's see. I feel like drawing and trying to learn drawing isn't the same thing. Like I obviously drew my whole life, but never got remotely good before actually trying. No, 100%. Intentional practice is really the only practice that matters, right? By the way, Parkit, I'm not saying that you wasted your time because mileage is still mileage. Subconscious skills that you gain via even just motor control is still important. But drawing is thinking, and most people don't understand that. Most people don't understand that actual drawing is genuinely thinking. And it's not your fault because in general thinking is very difficult and thinking is something we're all averse to, right? We're all averse to actually putting our heads together and thinking very, very much so. So yeah, don't blame yourself. Just blame your parents. Right? Let's see. Oh, what do you guys think of what I'm drawing, by the way? Can you guys guess what I'm trying to do right now? Like the idea that I got based on kind of what was said earlier, right? Is it getting a bit clearer, right? Let's see. What else? Did I miss any comments? No hurt feelings, man. I definitely wish I practiced this stuff earlier. It's like a rover. Yeah, I was kind of going for that, but you're about to see a bit more. But now I just gotta like problem solve, to be honest. Let's see. Okay, so we'll do something like this. There you go. right? And then we're gonna multiple around it. By the way, guys, I hope you can see that my lines are like extremely fucking shaky, right? You can see that, right? Like for as quote unquote impressive as my drawings may seem to be, you can see that my lines are extremely shaky, right? This is evident. Like I'm just trying to make a point here. Like you can see that despite whatever skills I may have gained, that I still lack so many others, right? Like line quality with this brush pen. This is a fucky brush pen. Pentel brush sign pen artist. Genius came up with this damn name. Let's see, I've kind of got complicated here, so I'm just trying to figure it out. I thought you were going for a Kinderwagen. Is it called a stroller? Like when you put kids inside? Okay, so what I'm basically going for is just, yes, a vehicle of sorts. But this is basically me establishing scale because I'm gonna put a person here. I don't know how to draw people, but I'm gonna put like a simple mannequin silhouette of a person here, and it's gonna recontextualize this entire thing. And it's genuinely because two people at once asked me what am I drawing, and I just spent 2 seconds being like, what am I drawing? And I'm like, oh shit, I think this is what I'm drawing, right? So pretty cool stuff, honestly. And like even to contextualize it even further, oh shit, let me just do something like this. There you go, something like that. Uh, Maybe the wheels can have this little texture, right? It's not bad. It's not bad at all. If you get in every video, ooh guys, my lines, tee hee hee, so shaky, wacky, I'm so shitty, yeah, lol XD, I'm so unique by constantly shitting on myself, right? But it's true, fuck you. Okay? What do I always say? You need to have higher standards and you need to be able to see what you're doing that's wrong, right? That's what I always say, right? So that's just what it is. I can just see all the issues with my lines way more than perhaps what other people can. And that should be the case. And you should be able to see all the issues with your drawings as much as you can as well. Fuck you, Park It. You fucking piece of shit. I'm triggered now. You cunt. How dare you call me out? I have fifis. Um, let's see. I want to do something like, and then yeah, this is gonna recontextualize it even further, I hope, which is right, something like that. There you go. Let's see, something like, fuck, well, that was a mistake, but just gonna have to, okay, so how do I want to do this? There you go, maybe something like this. I mean, this is might be off perspective actually, but I'm just gonna have to commit. Fucking piece of shit, Park It, bro. Nope, nobody gets to me like he does. He understands me so well. But are you number one viewer? As your number one viewer, I must know. Yeah, you know me very well. You probably are my number one fan, right? Like genuinely, you probably are. I mean, by the way, everybody here, like, subscribe. Fuckers, what the fuck are you waiting for? Like every single one of my videos and subscribe. Can't believe I have to give a call to action to this shit. Pathetic. But anyways, thank you for anybody who's still here, who's I guess enjoying my content. Right? I mean, I try to be so entertaining for the masses, but people don't like it when I moan, so gotta figure that out as well. Oh shit, see, I fucked up the perspective there. We, yeah, definitely fucked up the perspective there. Bro, I think you need like a social community where you can share your artworks and interact with people. I wish so too, but right now I'm really lazy on Instagram, right? Like I'm genuinely very lazy on Instagram. It's all linked in the description, by the way, but yeah, I'm pretty lazy there. Let's see. What else? I mean, YouTube is my only community, which is why I encourage you guys to comment because I will reply. Like, if people comment on my videos, I'll reply like within a week or two. And I'm fucking lonely as well, bro. But yeah, like, and I don't have the money for a community. I'll tell you this, I don't have the fucking money for an art community or to engage with people in that sense, you know? Okay, so I've always had trouble drawing the other wheel, like the other side of the wheel. I got a Discord server which is pre-made. You can take over it if you want. What the fuck? That's nice of you. Um, how about you shoot me a message on Discord, right? My Discord is Viggy Vodka for anybody curious. I'm gonna dox myself because it has my face, but I'm a handsome guy. I have nothing to worry about. If I was buttfuck ugly, maybe I'd be concerned. But thankfully, I was blessed with a chin of the gods, right? I.e., I have a beard. I can just hide it. This is the fucking perks of being brown. South Indian jeans, right? But I don't know what this is. Let's just. There you go. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. That doesn't make any sense. But does this give a bit more scale as to what this is and what's going on? I don't want money. You can take over my server. YouTube statistics told me I'm in your 0.1%, which by your follower count pretty much means I'm on top. You 100%, bro. You're literally probably the one viewer. 0.1%, you are number one. I have 1,000 subscribers now. Right, okay. Yeah, yeah, but my Discord is just Viggy Vodka, VIGGY just like my thing. Sent. Cool. I will respond in X amount of business days. Do not. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now, guys. I'm really fucking bad at replying. Like, please don't take it to heart. Like, I'm genuinely bad at replying. Okay, so just a heads up, because I don't want to. First of all, I don't want to lose subscribers, right? I don't want it to be like hashtag Viggy didn't fam hard enough. How dare you, that piece of shit? And then you leave me, and I'm like, no, no, you don't understand. I'm just really shit at replying. But actually, though, I'm just really bad at. Okay, so this is off degree. It's by the way, it's really hard to draw through, right? Like, hope you can see that it's really fucking hard to draw through. That's a skill as well. Drawing cylinders through, like maintaining the proportion. That's incorrect proportions, by the way. What I just did, that's completely incorrect. Obviously, the fact is that I can see it, which is also very important, right? But it is incorrect. See, having to calculate this is very difficult. But I'm doing it to a degree, right? How are you guys liking the drawing? Are you drawing along, right? What do you think? Any questions? Does anybody have any questions that I can then pretend like I have expertise on and then give you advice, unwarranted advice on? Anybody? Anybody want to take a shot at asking me a question that I probably won't give a good answer for? Come on, you know you want to do it. Oh, come on, don't deny it. You know you want it. You fucking slut. Anyways, oof, there you go. That actually doesn't look too bad. Now I just need to do the texture on this side as well. It's good. Let's talk some time while drawing. That would be nice. That would be nice. But dude, I cannot fucking draw while I can barely draw while talking. You think I can draw while talking to somebody else while talking to myself? I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. But I don't know how that's gonna work, so we'll have to figure it out. Listen, I'm already trying to dick ride broken draw, one thing at a time, all right? Okay. Let's see, what was the pattern that I did here? Something like this, right? And again, do I know if this is a good choice? So like try to do a pattern with other existing elements there? No, I don't know if that's a good choice. That's why I'm doing it, right? Because I have to find out for myself whether these decisions being made are good decisions or bad decisions, right? And bad can only be figured out afterwards, right? Like right now, I've definitely already made a few mistakes, but I obviously want to just keep going, you know? And like, yeah, I don't even think this, now that I look at it, this texture is probably completely unnecessary, but I've committed and it's 100% going to make everything else look pretty meh, right? But I've committed. That's the most important thing is like I've literally just committed and there's nothing else that can be done apart from continuing the committing, I guess, if that makes fucking any sense, right? And then what else do we have here? We have this. I don't even know where I am anymore, right? And then we got maybe this, right? Cool. And then we'll just close this off. Right, and what is this? You might be like, what the fuck happened here? Well, that's the problem. I don't know what happened here. Here, there you go. We'll close this off as well. There you go. Maybe if I outline this a bit better, it'll seem like it makes sense. See, I made a huge mistake, so that's kind of just cluttered. Which pen are you using? I always think I can talk and draw, but my girlfriend told me I always go silent for like 30 minutes before I talk before I talk again. Talking and drawing is a skill. It's a very difficult skill, so I understand. Bro, like extremely difficult, by the way. Like I'm barely doing it right now, right? The pen is here. Pentel brush sign pen artist, right? You can get a 10 pack if you live in Canada. I don't know about anywhere else, but yeah, if you live in Canada, you can get a 10 pack. And yeah, that's the fucking, I guess, useful, all the only useful information I can provide, right? There you go. Okay, I mean, this is starting to look at least interesting. I do think that I've completely butchered this, so maybe I can just block all of this out, because technically this shit should not be in light, I believe, right? And maybe that will make it a lot easier to read, like all of this, you know, like all of this, right? Maybe they'll make it easier to read, maybe it won't. But at the very least, it's starting to look like some sort of complicated shit, which is kind of what I was going for at the end of the day, where we just wanted to make it look kind of complicated, I guess. And then I guess I'll just block this out as well. I didn't, I'll be honest, like I didn't really know where I was going with this shape here, but at least it's starting to look like something. Yeah, it's starting to look like some sort of, oh no, I did know where I was going with this actually. So I know what I'm gonna do with this now as well. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do with that. But let's see. Damn, alrighty, BRB. Cool, cool, cool. Bro, do you think it's possible to make a living from art? Because here in India, it's just not. Okay, so I understand because, dude, like I've always, because I'm Indian, right? So I've always wondered, like, how come India just does not, like, there's just no market seemingly? Because like all the good artists from India end up obviously coming to the States, like especially VFX artists. If you look in any movie, you'll notice that VFX art is extremely, extremely popular in it like sorry extremely prevalent like VFX artists are extremely like South Indian, right? Like they're very prevalent in that industry, right? But I noted because I was just like, why are my brethren not like not drawing essentially, right? And it just comes down to India's economy. Like they don't have the means because art is a leisure, right? It's something that you can do when you don't have anything else to fucking do, clearly, right? If we're talking purely from like a, I guess, an economical point of view. Don't take everything I'm saying seriously. I don't know shit about economics, but from my understanding, it's like art is a leisure and it's not something that can just be done, right? So in that sense, I don't think like India just does not have the means to focus on it as like animation and all that stuff, like those types of skills, right? What I'm trying to say is you're fucked. I don't know, bro. I don't know. You're talking to the wrong guy. But I still think, like, look at me. I'm drawing for an hour a day or 2 hours a day. I think it's very possible to make something out of it, right? I think it's very possible. But we're gonna just make this something like this. Yeah, I was initially going for something else, but now that I know that, there you go. And again, gesture non-existent, right? Same fucking curves I'm always doing. Yeah, but like I think I don't know if you can make a living. I'm really not the guy to answer that question, but I think you should definitely still focus on getting good. Like I 100% think you should still focus on getting good because like what is the net negative for you to just work on the skill continuously, right? Like what's actually the net negative? If you can think of one negative to just getting better, right? That isn't just something that you're coming up with for the sake of being like, damn, if I can't make it a career, then I guess I don't want to get better, right? There really isn't a negative in my opinion. And again, like I'm a very, I guess, ignorant opinion because it's not as if I know exactly the situation that you have, but I don't think that you should just give up on the skill that you're trying to learn because of career opportunities that may or may not exist. I get it, man. I get it. It'd be fucking amazing if you could draw and make a career out of it in India, but I just don't think there's a demand for it in that country. right? This is obviously, I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. Like, don't actually listen to me specifically. This is just what I relatively think, right? So this was supposed to be something else, but because I fucked it up. It's something like this now. So like, yeah, this. I hope you guys see what's going on now. This is basically like it's a giant robot being fixed, right? It's a giant robot just being fixed. And I definitely wasn't thinking much for the last 5 minutes, which is why I made a lot of poor decisions. I'll be completely honest, but we're gonna try to fix that moving forward, right? Let's see. This should also all be in shadow. Yeah, trying to figure this out. I never left Europe. The world is so big. 100%. I mean, dude, I barely left Canada. Fucking, god damn it. Tyrion slash Broken Draw made me so jealous because he went to Lightbox. He literally met like Rembert Montelt, Sam Dozarts, Peter Hahn. Like he met all these goats, and I'm just like, ah, one day, me too. But see, I don't even know if this, what I'm doing right now, is the right decision. I'll be honest. It looks really bad now that I look at it. But you kind of have to commit. I've already made the decision. Just commit to it. It doesn't really have to make sense. This will be the one blight, or one of many blights on my drawing, right? Yeah, whatever. It doesn't really look that good, but at least we committed, right? Maybe I should have blocked this out as well, because this is just way too much going on. Yeah, let's just block this out as well. Pissing me off is like this pen was just not producing ink for literally weeks, and now it's fucking jizzing ink. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? Right? Where did it come from? The jism, nobody will know. There you go. Same thing here, right? Gotta fucking make these textures look legit. I'm never fucking doing this type of texturing again. I'm gonna do it with shadows next time, bro. Fuck doing it with lines. It's too much damn work. Too fucking lazy for that. Oh shit, I fucked it up. Oh, I fucked it up. Oh god. Okay. Just just keep swimming. Right. Make some shit up. There you go. And then maybe something like this. Oh god. Fucked it up. I fucked it up. I'm just trying, man. I'm just fucking trying. Okay, whatever. Texture, everybody. Texture 101 that you should not be paying attention to me whatsoever. Right? Okay, so finally we kind of got this down. It could have been a lot more readable, unfortunately. It definitely could have been a lot more readable, but it is what it is, right? I made the mistakes that I made. We have to commit and accept. Fuck, I should have made this a lot longer. There you go. Fuck, now I have to do this shit. God damn it. Oh god. Whatever. Should have made it a bit bigger, but um let's see. Let's just you can see I made a lot of perspective mistakes because it's just not finishing. Whatever, let's just say this side is different. Right, this side actually has a cylinder attached to it for some reason, right? But let's see. Okay, so obviously I don't know what the fuck happened here, but let's just make this like a little station, right? This is just like a little station that people will have to climb across. Uh, there you go. Right, people are just kind of chilling in there. Oh, the perspective's still off. God damn it. There you go. There you go. There, that's better. But now this is off center. But whatever, the fucking ladder. Actually forgot to add depth to the ladder too, so let's just do that. We. There you go. Wow, that made a huge difference. What the fuck? Oh my god. There you go. To the ladder. So with all that bullshit aside, right? Let's actually just draw somebody working on this thing. and let's scale them appropriately. And by the way, this is not gonna be like a proper person. I'll tell you that much. Like this is not gonna be good. Okay? Now that we've set expectations, let's just put like a little walkie-talkie maybe there. Maybe this guy has a little pocket here, right? Little butt cheeks, double cheeked up on a Tuesday afternoon. All right, he's just working. I never said I knew how to draw people. There you go. Giant look. Fucking get that ass crack going. This is artist reveals his flaws. Clearly. There you go. Maybe this is where like some random tools and shit are, right? It's nice to think about functionality in that sense. Finally, for once, I guess. But the giant butt crack. But let's give it some gesture, right? He's like really. Well, I should have given more gesture here, but I guess we'll just fix it with this, like really leaned over. Where he's like, right? We gotta fix this, man. We gotta make sure this looks good. But let's see. I don't even think I did anything proper here. There you go. This, like, I know I fucked up completely. Like, I tried to make the machinery look a lot more legit, but like, you'll see that this actually doesn't even connect. Maybe we'll just have to draw over it. There you go. Right? Just ignore it. It's not gonna look that good. Okay, whatever. Right? We can kind of see that like something is jutting out here, it's connected here, and there's this fucker here. Right? And let's just close this off. Finish challenge 52 for this week. Nice. I'm actually gonna start challenge 52. It's definitely not gonna take me 52 weeks. Probably gonna take me a couple of years to do it. But let's see. This guy's like bent over. And what's he doing with his arm? Obviously, I want him to be like using a tool. Right. So let's do something like the fuck. There you go. He's like fixing things, right? Hope that gives perspective as to how fucking big everything else is, right? But he's like, hey, this thing right here, I'm gonna put my hand inside of it. That just nuts. That there's something wrong over there. Let's give him little glasses, right? Fucking goddamn Giga Chad ass jaw. Jesus Christ, that's literally Squidward. Right. There you go. And there you go. Get that arm over there. He's just working on this. There you go. And we'll give him like a little, just a little strap, like a little tool belt. There. Ta-da! What do you think? I'm laughing, but it's actually sad. Like these, these are fine, but he's just working on these specifically. There you go. We'll just end it off there as well, so it kind of leads your eye towards this guy. And of course, we'll just add some hatching. So it really leads your eye towards him, because he's the only thing that's relatively like zero detail, right? At least that's how I think it should work. Yeah, you see, he's like working on that thing. There you go. That's pretty cool. How long have I been drawing for? Almost 2 hours. Cool. That's what I wanted. This has been a really fun drawing to do. I'm not gonna lie. I think just because like I just went into it being like whatever bullshit. Let's just see what happens. Right? It's been really fun. So I've been enjoying it quite a bit. Quite a fucking bit. Right? Okay. So now that we got this, right? We obviously need something else. Okay, well I guess maybe his yeah, I was trying to think like maybe his weapon here is Yeah, maybe his weapon is hanging here or something. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. I want somebody else to be working on him as well, right? I mean, this is where like the horizon line's like that. So maybe I can add some light fixtures because the horizon line is basically like this. So we could add some light fixtures, right? Look how fucking ass my lines are. We okay. And let's see. What the fuck does a light fixture even look like, bro? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But maybe I'll just multiple around it. And then, round it up here. Give it a little outline. Because that always makes things better, apparently. What else? What else can we do? Definitely want to add scale, right? So this is the horizon line. Where's the vanishing point? I mean, maybe it's like it's right over there. So we just want to think in terms of that. Oh, I think I know what to do. I want to like add somebody hanging over here, and then they're like working on another weapon of his, right? Or of this. This is technically just like a bodysuit, right? So maybe this is where the oh, and I think maybe I'll add there you go. Something like this. I don't know if this is good design. I don't think it doesn't really feel that good to me, right? But for the sake of just whatever the fuck. This actually might be my cue to stop because clearly I've kind of lost ideas. In the beginning, it was going well, right? But right now, I've really just lost ideas. So this might be my cue to stop, but chigao, as the wise man once said. There you go. Looks kind of more detailed, more intense, more interesting, I guess, right? Oh, okay. Well, I guess clearly I should just add it on the front as well and make it thicker, actually. Yeah. No, that kind of looks like shit. It all looks like shit. Whatever. That is not a good light fixture. Thankfully, I don't need to replicate it. Maybe I can just have one over here and then like we'll have maybe some more robots. Maybe I just need to replicate it a few times. Well, if that's the case, then why don't I just draw a bunch of fucking mechanical things coming out of it? Clearly, because this light fixture doesn't look as interesting as it could, right? So, let's see. Let's do something like this, right? And then what else? I'm trying to think of like a design for something mechanical that could be omitting. Bro, did you watch Attack on Titan? 100%. Of course. I watched it. I was in grade 10 when it came out, right? So 2013, April, I believe was when the first season was airing. And my friend sent me a link at like 4 a.m. and I literally binged up until episode 9, which is what I had released at that point. And then I started reading the manga as had my friend the next day, and we were both caught up to what was happening at that point, right? Which is basically what was happening at that point were things that were discovered in season 2, mid season 2. But yeah, I finished it. I love it. One of my fucking favorite series of all time. Just absolutely fucking amazing, right? The ending still makes me depressed to this day. That's it. That's all I have to say. There you go. But yeah, AOT is the fucking goat. I love it. Yeah, I just love it. It's too good. Okay. Yeah, I want something like mechanical here, right? So let's see. I don't want to add too many random things, but let's just try to. Yeah, maybe this can just be like a steel beam, right? It maybe it doesn't have to be anything intense at all. This can just be a steel beam that's kind of just jutting out through here and has its own little things occurring in the background, right? And there you go, right? Just some shit like that. Yeah, something like that, right? Nothing intensive. I don't want to make this, at least not right now, because I'm actually pretty tired mentally. So we don't want to commit to anything super crazy, detailed, and then because I'll be honest, I'm actually not thinking that much right now at all. Like genuinely at all, I'm not thinking that much. But that's because I'm drawing shapes that to me are simple and perspectives that to me are relatively intuitive and make sense and probably have decent amount of technical deficiencies, but they make enough sense that I can get away with them. But yeah, like this technically doesn't really make much sense if you think about it. It's like, what the fuck? How does that even, like, why is there just like a steel beam thing that's hanging out there? But who knows? Maybe there is. Maybe there is, right? Y'all like the ending too? Of course I love the ending. I'm watching with my girlfriend right now. Watched it already 3 times. Awesome, awesome. I've made my girlfriend promise me that she'll watch it with me, right? Because it is just fucking amazing. And she hasn't seen it yet. So I told her to stay off the fucking internet and just watch it with me, right? Aaron, his character is so good, and I love Reiner. Y'all like the ending too? Of course, dude. The thing is, okay, I don't care if this take is a controversial take, but I feel as if like reading comprehension is lost. When the manga ended, it was a horrible translation, right? So people took that translation at face value, and it really fucked a lot of things when it came to understanding what was actually happening. When Aaron said, I don't know why I did it, the way I saw it was like, oh, poor guy, his mind is so fucking. Okay, by the way, spoilers, right? I'll try to be vague, but it's like I interpreted that as, oh, okay, there are so many existences in his mind that have completely fried it that, of course, like when he's saying I don't know, he's not saying I don't know. He's saying that there isn't a logical answer that would make sense right now. We've already gotten a glimpse of everything as to why he's done it, right? The I don't know is basically the I don't know is basically, in my opinion, from my reading comprehension, is purely the I don't have an answer because my mind does not exist to give you an answer due to the circumstances of all the things that have been going on in my mind. And if you watch the series or read it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Isayama even clarified that further with the anime ending where he expanded it, right? And I thought that was great. I literally thought, I'm like, perfect, like chef's kiss. A lot of things were expanded, right? Again, when Reiner said, or not Reiner, sorry, when Armin said, "Thank you, blah blah blah, your transgressions will not be forgotten." He's not literally thanking him. It's literally it's like a pat on the shoulder for being like, "You done fucked up, buddy." Like it's like it's a thank you in the sense that like we understand the context of what you had to do, right? And like that's why we're thanking you, so you can at least be at peace in that sense. But oh, what's up? He's back. My first reaction, two whole season four was bad, but I think growed into liking it. I feel like the ending is so much more interesting than anything I could have thought about. I'm back. I tell my girlfriend I will marry her only if she reads One Piece. That's pretty good. That's exactly how it should be, right? No, I would expect nothing less from a man of culture, but the thing is, like, I understand season four being a tone shift, but I loved it because I loved like dude, like Attack on Titan is just a really good story. You know, if you like people who don't like the story beats, they're just not gonna like anything regarding the story. I understand it's a really crazy tone shift, and I get that it was probably hard initially to get used to. But I loved the route it took. Like I genuinely loved the route it took. I think I might be done drawing for the day. Like I did want to go for two whole full hours. What do you guys think? You think I should keep going? Do you think I should stop? Do you think I should what do you guys want? What do you guys want me to do? Or would you rather I stop but like explain some things? Huh? Would you rather I stop but explain some things? Right? Because I might just be done with this drawing, but if people want me to explain things, teaching is always going to help me, right? I can try to explain things to the best of my ability, and we can go from there. Um, it's whatever the hashtag ViggyFammers want, right? Whatever the hashtag ViggyFammers want, the hashtag ViggyFammers get, right? So it's up to you guys what you're thinking of, right? Because personally for me, I'm kind of chilled out on the drawing. at least like this right now in particular, because my mind is fried in terms of like actually coming up with interesting designs, and that's the whole point. I'm trying to draw interesting designs, think about silhouette, think about a story. And if I can't do that right now, then it's just kind of disrespectful to the initial thought process that I had when it came to starting this. But that doesn't mean that I don't mind drawing and explaining things. So, okay, sure. I mean, I was like 14 and didn't get anything from the story, probably because I struggled with subtitles or I was just dumb. Oh shit, you were 14, bro? I was fucking 25. Or like, yeah, I was like 25. Okay, that's a whole different story. Um, I forget how fucking young you people are. I said you people. What are you gonna do about it? Anyways, yeah, I forgot how young you little shits are, right? But no, that's fair. It's I literally didn't understand so many stories when I was young, genuinely, and that's not even to be like disparaging towards being young, but it's like my sister was telling me. My sister was a teacher, right? And she had to teach functions, and she's like, "Oh fuck, man!" Like when she became a teacher, and she's like, "Bro, I barely understood this. How am I gonna get it now?" And then while she just understood it when she was reading the textbook, right? People's brains develop at different paces. We understand things differently, some more than others at certain points, right? Let me do the thing Kim Jong-il does. Let me do that little thing. There you go. Did that make a difference? Right? I mean, for the later seasons, I was probably 17 and still dumb. No, I mean, I'm not saying like, oh, Attack on Titan it requires a big brain, but the thing is, it's a very well written story, and very well written stories have nuance, right? Nuance can be hard to pick up on, if you're a specific age, right? That's basically that can be like, the explanation for it. You know, I literally was retarded up until like 22, to be honest. Like genuinely, I was just fucking dumb as hell. Okay, we're just gonna leave it like this because I don't know what else to do. But this is a pretty cool concept, right? I actually think my drawing has actually gotten better. That's crazy. I think I've actually gotten better at drawing just from doing this, and I actually have like a good scene in mind. And I think I'm definitely gonna have a good idea of setting scale, right? But Purple Haze and Egg EG Vamano official or EG Vaman official, right, have said okay, I can stop drawing, right? I've been given permission to stop drawing, at least like this. But I feel like AOT gets better the more you watch it, or if you watch knowing that there is intent. Exactly, like dude, like watching the first season after watching everything is just like a you nut everywhere type moment. Oh, let me maybe I just wanna can I do something like this? And then like this is the Kim Jong Il. This is the fuck me. Eh, eh, fuck. How the fuck did he do it? Just fucking start licking my goddamn finger. This is the Kim Jong Il, right? This is what he did. There you go. Now just rub that shit. Rub that shit real good. Oh yeah, I'm rubbing so hard. It's not making a fucking difference. Here, I lick my finger too. I lick my finger. There you go. Kind of looks like ass. I am not him. Right? Fuck. Come on. Whatever. I don't understand texture yet, so it doesn't really. It's fine. I genuinely don't understand texture yet, so it's okay. But yeah, that's what it is. Uh, yeah, I know. Like it's that probably wasn't the right decision to make as well, because I feel as if like everything just blends together now. Like that gave a little bit of reprieve, but everything just blends together now. So obviously, I have a lot of work to do when it just comes to breathability and like letting things breathe, right? 100%. I have a lot of work to do there, but yeah, I'm not too sure how I can make oh, I know what I can do. Maybe I can do this. Hold up. To make decent rubbing and licking though. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Maybe to just make this stand out a bit more, I can use my gray pen and add details to this, right? Like maybe that would make a difference, right? And this is a big maybe, right? If I just add little highlights and things here that lead the eye to realize that this is distinct. Guys, this is like huge experimentation, by the way. I don't know if this is gonna work because I don't actually understand values. Like I want to be very clear. I don't understand values, right? So when I'm doing something like this, it's sheer experimentation, right? And possibly fucking up the entire drawing, you know? Like possibly just fucking the entire drawing up the bum. But until then, we continue to penetrate. Let's see. Something like this, maybe. Right? Just try to give it a bit of a distinction. Not that it's working, I don't think. Yeah, too much going on. I know my drawings are very noisy. I'm well aware. Don't worry, don't worry. But I'm just trying to see. Maybe if I even give this a highlight, it will, no, not a highlight, but like if I give this a gray shadow, because it's blending into this, maybe it's gonna be like, oh, these two are different, right? I'm curious. I think I've asked this before, but like to those of you who haven't responded before, right? Like, how did you find my content? That's what I'm curious about. Like, how did you guys discover me? What do you think about me? What is your opinion of the Vicky Vodka man? Right? Let's see. What else? What else can I add? Let's see. I feel as if that's pretty good. That's pretty interesting. Right. I started drawing more digital because it's easier to set up my tablet in a way where it doesn't lay flat on my table, which I do because it reduces my hand pain significantly. Yeah, it's like it's very difficult to hold your pen lightly. So that's something I try to focus on as much as possible, to be honest, is just holding my pen really lightly, especially with a pen like this, where it's extremely difficult to have good pen pressure, right? Okay, I think that makes a bit of a distinction as to what's going on. Just a little bit, but a bit nonetheless. Maybe I can just color this all the way in now, right? Cool. Maybe that makes a bit of a difference. Again, like I don't really understand shadows, so it's cool by me. It's cool by me if it doesn't really make much sense. It's just experimentation, right? Let's see. And then we can even like add little shadows to this ladder, right? Don't remember, it was a while ago. Fuck you. I'll hold that to heart. The audacity not to remember the exact date when you became a hashtag Viggy Famer. This is how I know you're not a real fan. What's next? You don't even remember my first name? My mother's maiden name? Ah, I can't believe this. Can't believe this fucking blasphemy. I think, maybe adding more line weight will make things stand out a bit more. But again, like, do I understand what the fuck I'm doing? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Right, let's give this bald head some really, really nice line work. There, maybe that adds something. I think overall this drawing looks okay, considering I don't know what the fuck I was doing and I was just trying to figure things out, right? Overall, pretty interesting, I'd like to say. Nothing incredible, but definitely pretty interesting. And I'll take that with me, right? But okay, it's been 2 hours. It's been 2 hours. All right. Before I finish, right? If you guys have like anything specific you want me to refresh upon, detail upon, anything about this drawing, like anything at all, I'm completely fine with like giving examples and drawing and trying to explain for my own sake, as well as yours, right? So, that was a fucking disgusting burp. Jesus Christ, should drink more milk. How long are you together with your girl? It's been a year and 5 months. We got together July 13th, 2024. So July, yeah, it was July fucking 2020, July 13th, 2024. So what is that? A year and then August, September, October, November, December. Oh, it's been a year and a half. What the fuck? It's been a year and a half. I gotta double check that. If so, our year and a half anniversary, I guess, was 3 days ago. As if we had been paying attention, right? But yeah, okay, like I know it's not perfect, but I think this is looking a bit more distinct over here. Um, I'm definitely gonna try to add a lot more white space moving forward, to be honest, right? Like definitely gonna try to add more white space moving forward. But hey, I think my mech designs have gotten a decent amount better, for sure. Like for sure, I think my mech designs have gotten a decent amount better. 7 years with mine until she left me for a straight relationship. How fucking dare she? You can't trust the sis. You can't trust the sis. Get it? I'm sorry for your loss, but like get it like CIS, SIS. I thought it was funny. I just came up with it too. I'm a fucking genius. But I do hope you're better. Oh my gosh. I Viggy fam too hard right there. I apologize. Fuck. That was a funny joke though. That was actually pretty good. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. Oh, Viggy, you scumbag. But, you know, can't stop me from making jokes. You can unsubscribe though, so please don't. I didn't mean it. It was a spur of the moment. Please take me back. Uh, I will study an engine now. Nice. Do it. Fucking do it. But it's good. Okay, she likes the joke. That's all that matters. I'm in, boys. I'm in with the cool kids. Okay, I'm gonna stop doodling. Anybody have any questions like regarding anything I've been drawing or just drawing in general or about my progress? I love talking about myself, so like, yo, let me know, bro. Let me know. There you go. This is looking pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. And I think it actually makes a bit of sense. I just need to add like the little bodysuit area here, like or the area where people actually like fit themselves into, right? And yeah, we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. Maybe I'll have the weapon on this arm, to be honest. Yeah, I'll probably have the weapon on this arm, and oh, I'll have like a structure that's holding the weapon as well. That will be pretty interesting. This definitely adds a lot of skill. I'm gonna have a lot more like tiny people walking around to make it look like an actual scene as well. I think it's really cool how you committed to the idea in this drawing. I had to, I had to. I didn't know I was gonna do it, but once I did, like you guys saw, right? I started with the wheels, and I'm like, okay, just figure something out, and it was just kind of random bullshit go with the mechanical design of this, and you can see I made a lot of mistakes. Like this thing that he's in, I didn't even finish properly. It was supposed to be a lot more interesting. Like I literally didn't finish it properly, right? Like whatever happened here, like it's just cluttered, right? There's like little random mechanical things here, and then this ended up connecting to this, and this is like now connecting to this, right? So it's yeah, like I just thought the idea was cool, but again, I didn't realize up until I was like here with the arm, and then I think Osign, and then somebody else asked, "What you drawing?" And I was just like, "What am I drawing?" I'm like, "Oh shit, this guy's." Because like I was just thinking what I was thinking. Okay, I guess if I'm gonna explain what I was thinking, because that's clear. I was like, what am I drawing? I'm drawing like a mech thing, like a big mech armor type thing, right? And I'm like, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll have other ones. And I'm like, oh, if the context of other ones can be people are working on them, so that might be basically what the sense of being. Like, there's one people working on it, right? And then maybe I'll have like a couple more tiny ones, and that's gonna teach me abstraction, right? Like maybe a couple more just lined up, right? And people just working on it. That actually might be. I think that literally might be pretty cool, like this type of perspective, because that is the horizon line. So it's like if that well, that's the horizon line, but these are going to be going much further out, of course, off the page, right? It's already interesting to watch. Thank you, I appreciate it, right? But I guess to everybody else watching, yeah, if anybody has any questions, right, regarding either my drawing process, what I think about, right, like what am I really focusing on, and how, literally anything regarding me, my drawing, or not just even me, but just drawing in general, for the first fucking time in my life, I actually have the energy after a drawing session to answer, right? So, do not be shy, right? But then again, like nobody's ever gonna. I don't fucking expect any of you to actually say anything because nobody fucking ever says anything in these chats. Apart from the regulars, I appreciate the regulars. Thank you, right? And look, like these little details make all the difference. Just adding a little fucking uh, diamond shape in perspective, which is very difficult, by the way. But look at that. That already looks way more legit. See, something like that. Look at that. It's just there. Now that looks like an actual steel beam that's like attached up there or whatever, right? But if nobody has anything to say, um, I am cool with ending the stream, right? Maybe okay. I'm gonna do this. Hold up. I'm gonna do this. So this way, like this is my thumbnail. We'll do something like this, or maybe it'll be something else if I find like a good point. But that's not bad either, right? But yeah, I'll end the stream in like 10 seconds. There's a bit of a delay, so I'll wait. But if nobody has anything else to say, if people enjoyed the stream, it's 6 a.m., but I couldn't fall back asleep because my head hurts. Oh, dude, park it. I'm actually worried about you, bro. Please go to the doctor. Fucking hell. I'm genuinely starting to get worried about this guy. God damn it. Yeah, please take care. Please take care. I think this is actually off perspective a little, so let's just fix that right there. Right? Yeah, there you go. That's a bit better. It's not, still not perfect, actually. Fuck me. But okay, that's a bit better. But oh, and I should probably there you go. Add perspective to these. That made no difference, but it's what it is. Drawing is looking super good, man. Thanks, Shafir. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I want to say, guys, by the way, like I haven't drawn from imagination in like a month and a half, right? But because all of the work I've been spamming with like hard surface designs with like these helmets, as you can see, like this has been my last what like 8 hours, 10 hours of my videos, right? Like literally fucking an hour per two repetitions, 42, 43, and the 44, 45. Like, because I've been doing all this work, this was also probably a spoiler, to be honest. Ah, fuck, this is spoiling the next three videos. But you can see, like, I've been practicing this a lot, like hard surface designs. And now doing it on a much smaller scale comes easier to me, right? Much easier to me. So when you practice things on a large scale, it translates over to a small scale as well. And obviously, when you practice that thing a lot and you really think hard about it, it translates over as well. You can guys, I think you guys can already see my mechanical designs are getting a lot better, right, compared to what they were, and especially in terms of functionality, especially, right, compared to what they were just even half a year ago, right? So makes a difference. Yeah, end the stream. Don't worry, I'll be fine. Type shit. Type shit. Let's go. Yeah, take care, please, for the love of God. But okay, I'm gonna end it now. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe and Viggy out. I keep stealing that from Chibi Reviews. That's literally his ending for his videos. But like, yeah, I hope you guys had a good time watching. I hope you guys drew along as well. That would have been cool. But yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna call it here. And yeah, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please give me a moment. I'm just gonna awkwardly just go to my OBS and end it. Goodbye.